And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. If you guys are new to us on the Amazon Live platform, welcome to you. Make sure you guys do hit that follow button before you leave. You'll see it either here in this corner or down below. Also, you'll notice there's a list of books that are here. Don't peek too far ahead because they are actually the books that have been chosen by my next guest. We're excited to welcome Angela Anderson to our broadcast today. You guys know her from Angela Anderson Presents. She's definitely a book lover, a promoter of books and authors. We're going to talk to her about her year, but also, of course, share her big books for this year as well that we want you guys to be able to add to your reading list. Also, how to stay connected with her, too. Angela, thank you so much for the time. Really do appreciate it. And I think we lost Angela. We're going to try to get Angela back. Look, she was there with me, and then she disappeared. Let me go ahead and shout out those also tuning in because we are simulcasting on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. Glad you all could be with us as well. If you guys have any questions or comments for Angela, we're going to be getting her back here. Definitely put those in the chat. Want to also welcome L.R. Wright and also Veronica Lockett. Thank you so much for the follow on the Amazon Live side of our broadcast. Glad you all could be with us. As you all can see, Angela was just right there with us. So we're going to try to be able to get her back in. You know, tech issues can happen anytime you're doing a live broadcast. Angela's going to be sharing with us her top books of 2023. It's always hard to put these lists together, but she's put together her list that she wants you guys to be able to know about. Also, for those who are just now finding out about Angela and the great work she's able to do with her literary cafe and also her promotion of authors and books, we'll let you guys know how to stay connected with her too. You know, this has been a very big year, I think, for books. And so many of our favorite authors have seen not only, of course, their books turned into television shows and film. One that comes to mind, I think that all of us love. Both Angela and I both are celebrating our mutual friend, Victoria Christopher Murray. She's had another great 2023. She made my list of top books for this year for her book, Pride. She also, give you a spoiler, made the list for Angela as well. But we had so many great authors that have given us some great work. So we definitely want to be able to celebrate those. But even for those who may not have made our list, there are a lot of great authors out there that are giving us some great books to be able to read, to help us with the escape from the world, but also, of course, to be able to entertain us as well. I'm excited about being able to talk to Angela about her list and, of course, what it was like for her to compile that. But I also would love to know in the chat, what are some of the books that you've been reading? What are some of the books that really caught your attention? Would love to know. I always find out about brand new books myself, so I would love to be able to know from you guys some of the books that are on your radar that we need to know about as well. I think we have Angela back with us. Angela, there you go. Angela, so glad to have you on with us on the broadcast. First of all, congratulations on your 2023. Before we get into the books, because that is the big thing, of course, for today's show, talk to us about this year. What has it been like for you to do what you love, not only as a literary advocate, but also in building your brand?
Oh my goodness, Cyrus. First of all, thank you so much for allowing me to be on your show. I'm super duper excited about that. It has been great. It has been a tea-spilling 2023 with all of the amazing books that have came out this year as well. And just having the different individuals join me at the cafe to talk about books, even with teaching, because, you know, I have workshops and stuff that I do as well. It's just been a great 2023.
Yeah. So, Angela, for those who are just now discovering you, and I was shouting out some of those who are already joining us on different platforms. See you guys over there on YouTube as well. We are simulcasting our broadcast, even though primarily we are on Amazon. But I was telling Angela, we're going to share a screen from Amazon with you guys a little bit later because we want you guys to be able to see them. Author Sharon Blunt is joining us on Facebook. She says hello to you, Angela. Tracy O'Neill Horton. Hey, Tracy, good to be able to see you. Glad you could join us as well over on Facebook as well. So how did this all begin for you, Angela? I know you've always had a love of books, but how did the beginning of your brand, Angela Anderson Presents, begin?
Oh my goodness, sorry. So, okay, I have to go like way, way, way back. Like, I'm
Mhm.
probably like telling my age. I was literally that student that I loved library day. Like, it was
Mhm.
nothing for me to, even go to the library like on Fridays and check out like all of these books. So, I have been like a book nerd like through and through. And then later on in life, I thought about how I enjoy reading books and how being able to bring authors and readers together. I know how excited I get when I was going to, or I go to book signings, or I go to
Mhm.
book events, or just being around the literary community. And
Yeah.
so I was like, well, how about I help bridge that gap and help put that bond together between authors and readers? And there you have Angela Anderson Presents, and of course, the Literary Cafe that falls under that.
Yeah. So I think, for those who have not been following you, Angela, we're going to let them know, of course, how they can be able to stay connected with you. Could you have imagined, especially because of social media, because I think it's helped both of us, could you have imagined that you would be able to amplify your message the way you have and reach people literally around the world the way you've been able to?
Okay, stop. Okay, you know I'm always spilling some tea. Okay, let me drink some. Okay, let me spill the tea. I was that individual that, of course, if it was like an in-person event, if I was, in front of, thousands of people, hundreds of people, what have you, and I'm speaking to them, I'm fine. Put me in front of a camera and go live. Oh my goodness, you talking about like butterflies, palms, sweaty, all of that stuff. So to be able to see me now with all of the literary shows that I have and doing interviews and going live, it's I did not see this. I did not
Mhm.
see this at all.
Yeah. But it's been such a great. You have an amazing personality, Angela, and it fits you so well. And I think the great thing is you make people feel so comfortable. I've watched your show. I also love the way that you're able to use, the platforms, using things like the reels, creating those really creative ways, being in spotlight books. Let's talk about your contribution to authors and to readers, because I
Okay.
think you've been able to service both really well. What has that been like for you, Angela, to find books that you enjoy and then to be able to share them with another audience?
Oh my goodness, Cyrus. Now that is amazing. Prime example. Recently, there is a book, and we're going to talk. It's going to be one of my books that I talk about
Okay.
that comes out in 2024, and I was blessed enough to receive an ebook arc of this particular book.
Hmm.
How about I connected with some of my friends and we did a deer? Okay, so Cyrus, if you don't know what a deer is drop everything and read. It means this book is so good. I'm gonna need you to stop what you're doing, stop what you were reading, and read this book. So I have those type of moments. I have book hangover moments where
Hmm.
I connect with other reader friends. I call us book nerdigans, or what have you, and we connect. And sometimes, Cyrus, it could be a Zoom with me and other readers. It's like 11 o'clock at night, and we are literally on a live Zoom amongst ourselves talking about how good these books are. So connecting with readers in that way is amazing. Also with my show, the Literary Cafe, connecting with readers and individuals that will sometimes inbox me and say, "Okay, Angela, thank you so much for introducing me to this author. I hadn't read this author before," or "Thank you so much for introducing me to this genre," or
Hmm.
what have you. That is just a great feeling to know that these readers are being able to be connected to authors and their work. Mhm.
Love that. Love that. Veronica says, good evening to you, Angela. Again, she's joining us on the Amazon side. I appreciate you guys joining us on the different platforms. Feel free, if you guys have any questions or comments for Angela, be able to put those in the chat. We're about to get started with her list for this year. So, Angela, I I love reading, but I hate lists.
Oh,
And for the past 13 years, Conversations has done our best of lists, but it has always been so hard because, both of us, we read a lot of books, and it's like, okay, so actually stopped ranking them per se. I just say,
right.
okay, these are the the nonfiction I like, these are the fiction I like, in no particular order because it's like sometimes it's so hard. What for you makes for a good book?
Okay. So Cyrus, first of all, I'll kind of go with like that book hangover feel. If I'm reading a book and I'm like 20 pages in or like 30 pages in, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I have a book hangover and I haven't even like finished the book. Oh, that's a good book. If I have a book that I'm reading this particular book and I cannot stop thinking about it. Like if I'm doing other stuff and the book is like calling my name, the characters are talking to me, and the book nerdigans, they totally understand like what I'm talking about right now. If I'm getting all those feelings or what have you, I'm like, oh, this is definitely a good book as well. And if it's one of those books that, I'm reading it and I can't help but to tell a friend to read this particular book. For me, those are some of the things that's like, man, this is a good book.
Love that. Well, look, Tracy on Facebook, she's shooting her shot. She's an author. She says, please read K3. That's her book.
Okay.
So she's telling you to pick up her book for sure. So, Angela, what we're going to do now, we're going to do something we've only done a couple times in the show this year, and that is I'm going to share my Amazon screen. So it's really interesting is for our audience that's watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, you see me sometimes looking down. That's because the Amazon audience is connected separately than you guys are. So
Yeah.
I'm able to stream directly with Amazon through this device and then communicate with you guys here. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the Amazon screen so you guys on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter can see what the people on Amazon see because it is a different view than what you guys are seeing here. And what we're going to do, Angela, we're going to go through your books that you say are the top the top books for our audience to be able to read. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here and let our audience that's joining us on the other platforms now see what is on the Amazon side. So if you guys notice, if you guys are joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, you will see there that what everyone else sees on Amazon is there are other Amazon creators. That's on the left-hand side there of the screen. Then, of course, you see us there in the center. You can see, as I mentioned, I shouted out earlier, L.R. Wright started following us, and Veronica Lockett started following us as well. And there's the good evening that I referenced to Angela there a moment ago. And you can notice underneath that screen, you will notice that that is also where the books are that we are discussing. So, Angela, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, we're going to highlight our first book. You can go ahead.
Okay, so Cyrus. Okay, let me put a disclaimer. First of all, guys, I'm giving you 10. You already know I have a ton more books, but I'm giving you my top 10 books of 2023, and then I'm gonna give you 3 bonus books that's coming out in 2024. Okay, so the first book for 2023 that was a top book for me is The Front Porch Club by Michelle Major. Oh my goodness, guys, this book is it's women's fiction, it's Southern fiction. I love books that kind of take place like in North Carolina or what have you. So that's one of the books that's on there. Cyrus, can I go to the next book?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, the next book is The First Ladies by Marie Benedict and Victoria Christopher Murray. Guys, you know that I love a historical fiction or what have you, and these ladies did a remarkable job with that book. Next up is The Thing About Home. Oh my goodness, Rhonda McKnight. Guys, again, this is a women's fiction book, and Rhonda did a dual timeline. Guys, let me just tell you, chef's kiss. Rhonda did an amazing job. Next up is The Light on Halsey Street by Vanessa Miller. Okay, now Cyrus, this is a book that after I finished reading this book, I literally had to like take a moment and like take it all in and like savor it. And Vanessa gave us so much to think about, like with this particular book. It was just, total book hangover worthy. Okay, moving along. Okay, now Cyrus, this book right here, Hero for Sale by Olivia Shaw Reel. Cyrus, this was definitely one of those books that in the middle of reading it, total book hangover worthy. It is a romance book that I just love. Not only that, Cyrus, it has a guitar player on the cover. I love a guitar. I love a good cover as well. But this book was like amazing. Okay, now this next one, and I think the author is watching.
Okay.
Cyrus. Okay, I gotta drink some tea.
Okay. Okay. All right.
It's Not Them, It's Only Her by L. Wright. Cyrus. This is definitely another one of those books that was like book hangover worthy. I knew like 20 pages in. L. Wright did her thing with this book. I even told her personally, I said, L. Wright, you did your good writing. She always do good writing, guys. But I was like, L. Wright, you did your good writing. This book is totally book hangover worthy. It is definitely worth all of the hype as well. So It's Not Them, It's Only Her by L. Wright. Next up, Cyrus. Oh my goodness, this was a debut novel by Crystal Smith Paul. Did you hear about Kitty Carr?
Mm.
Book hangover worthy. It's a dual timeline. As you can see, Cyrus, I love a good dual timeline.
Right.
Historical fiction. Crystal Smith Paul, with her debut novel, she did an amazing job. I love this book. All right, next up, also a historical fiction. Oh my goodness, guys, this was a New York Times bestseller. It was a Reese Book Club pick as well. It is The House of Eve by Sadiqa Johnson. Guys, oh my goodness, this book is amazing. Totally, totally a fave of 2023. And then the last book, let me see, what's next, Cyrus? Are we at Symphony of Secrets? Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Symphony of Secrets by Brendan Slocum. Guys, so first of all, his first book, his debut novel, The Violin Conspiracy, was the February GMA Book Club pick of 2022, if I'm not mistaken. This is his sophomore book, Symphony of Secrets. Guys, it's dual timeline. It goes back into the 20s and then present day. Oh my goodness. Brendan Slocum brought the business with this book. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And then the last book for my list is Kinfolk by Sean Dietrich. And oh my goodness, Cyrus. Okay, let me take another sip. Cyrus, I listened to the audiobook, and guess what? Sean Dietrich did the audiobook narration. This book is like amazing. Guys, there you have it. Those are some of my top books of 2023. But I told Cyrus that I wanted to give you guys a bonus. Okay, guys, these are books that are coming out next year, 2024. Two of them are coming out in January. The other one is coming out in the spring of the year. Guys, okay. I am so fortunate to be able to receive an ARC copy, and which is an ARC copy of these books. Let me just tell you, these three ladies did the business. The first one is The American Queen by Vanessa Miller. Guys, if you have not pre-ordered this book, let me just tell you, Vanessa Miller did her thing. She poured her heart and her soul. This is her debut historical fiction, and it's going to be available in audiobook, ebook, and print. And the print, you will be able to get it in hardcover as well. Cyrus has the information there. The next one is The Queen of Sugar Hill by Rashonda Tate Billingsley. Oh my goodness, guys. I read this book, an early copy. Let me just tell you, go ahead and pre-order. Okay, now Cyrus, the last one is This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. Cyrus, I told my friends, the ones of us that was blessed to be able to get an ebook art gallery of this book through NetGalley. Oh my goodness, Cyrus. We did a drop everything and read for this particular book. It is so good, guys. You are in for a treat. Let me just tell you again, those three books coming out in 2024. You definitely need to pre-order and get those books. There you have it, Cyrus. Those are my top books of 2023 and three books that was a bonus coming out in 2024.
So I want to say before we leave the Amazon page here, and I love the fact that we're able to show these as we're kind of going through, is that as you guys can notice, if you see a book that catches your attention, go ahead. They're on Amazon. Go ahead and click it. Go ahead and click through. And I see some of you guys are already doing that on the Amazon side. And if you guys are joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, you will find the link with this broadcast. It'll bring you over to Amazon. You can go ahead and be able to add some of Angela's picks to your reading list as well. So make sure you guys do take advantage of that. So Angela, I appreciate you sharing this list with us. Myra says, I have pre-ordered mine. Hello to you, Lisa. Good to be able to see you on the Facebook side as well. And so I want to talk about the experience. Because one thing you've been able to do, Angela, and one thing that I really enjoy is that you're able to introduce people sometimes to authors they're not familiar with. Like, I have to be honest with you, when I got your list, when Angela sent me her list, I had only read 4 of the books on this list. The other ones I had never even heard of. So
Uh-huh.
what has that been like for you, Angela, to introduce people to authors that are new to them but have stories that may connect with them?
For me, that's the joy of it, Cyrus, being able to connect these readers and authors together. And for me, as you can see by my list, I'm an eclectic reader. So you see,
Mhm,
I don't took you from romance to historical fiction.
mhm.
I don't took you to, there's some mystery books in there, some, some all of that good stuff. But that's me. I'm an eclectic reader. I like to read different types of books, or what have you, and to be able to bring that to readers, that's such a joy. That is such a joy.
Love that. Love that. So I want to go back to Angela Anderson Presents for a moment because I know as we're wrapping up this year, I want to talk about what it's been like for you to pat yourself on the back because I think a lot of times we don't take the opportunity to do it. I know I appreciate you and what you do. I know readers and authors appreciate you. What has it been like for you to have built something, Angela, that you are proud of?
Wow. Cyrus, thank you for asking that particular question. For me, it's such a joy when I'm able to kind of see it full circle, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Um, Two of the things that I was so overjoyed about this year that happened is, again, one of the books that was on the list was The House of Eve by Sadiqa Johnson. Well, I had the opportunity to be actually one of her conversation partners when she was on her book tour. Same thing for Vanessa Miller for The Light
Hmm.
on Housley Street. I was able to be her conversation partner for that. And that was just so amazing to be able to be at an in-person book signing event and to be able to talk live with those particular authors and talk about their books. Another win for me this year was I was actually able to go to Kansas City, and I actually was at the Romance Genre Con, and I was able to teach several workshops to authors as well. And that was just amazing to be able to hang out with them. And that was from the Mid Continent Library System in Kansas City, and that was amazing to be able to do that too. So just to be able to look at those different wins, not only that, just thinking about all of the different authors that I have interviewed in 2023, talking about their books and stuff, has been an amazing, amazing journey as well.
Yeah. Miss Queenie, hello to you. She's joining us on the Amazon side. Author Sharon Blunt says
Oh,
she's an
thank
amazing
you.
interviewer, makes you feel comfortable. I totally agree with that, Sharon, for sure. So, you mentioned 3 books that you wanted to have on our audience's radar. What else are you looking forward to, Angela, for 2024?
Oh my goodness. I am definitely looking forward. There is a lineup coming of author interviews for 2024. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Guys, there are great books in 2024 that we will definitely be talking about as well. And again, also teaching more workshops
Mhm.
as well. I'm looking forward to doing that. And of course, Cyrus, now people are starting to do more and more in-person events. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing people out and in person and talking about books.
There you go. Myra says, fantastic to you, Angela, on what you've been able to do. And Antoinette, hello to you. Antoinette says, good evening to you as well. Angela, it's been great being able to have you on the broadcast. And you guys don't have to worry. We're going to be having Angela back. She and I were talking before we went live here. We're going to be having her back to share some of her favorite books throughout 2024 for the spring, for the summer, and then, of course, having her back for her wrap up for the year of 2024 to be here before you know it. I mean, this year seemed to have flown by. But Angela, so proud of you and so excited about what you've been able to do. Let our audience know, how can they stay connected with you?
Thank you so much, Cyrus. Yes, they can stay connected with me. You can go to my website, which is angelaandersonpresents.org. And of course, you can follow me on social media. I am on Instagram and Facebook as Angela Anderson Presents. I do have a YouTube channel that is Angela Anderson's a YouTube channel. You can follow me there as well. And I do a little TikTok as well. You can follow me there as Angela Anderson Presents.
All right. Lisa, thank you for watching as well. Angela, again, congratulations to you. Really appreciate it. Thank you for sharing your top books of the year with us and looking forward to our next chat together.
Thank you, Cyrus. I appreciate it. This has been great.
Hey, I enjoyed it as well. And we thank you, our audience, for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, I'm Cyrus Webb, and thank you so much for being on with us. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.